Revolutionizing entertainment, the female perspective's untapped power. Welcome to a paradigm shifting conversation that will challenge everything you thought you knew about the entertainment industry. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative power of the female perspective, guided by the groundbreaking insights of Nichole Shirell, a visionary who's redefining success and reshaping the landscape of an industry long dominated by men. Nichole Shirell isn't just a trailblazer. She's a force of nature, dismantling outdated stereotypes and paving the way for a more inclusive, innovative future in entertainment. Her work isn't just changing an industry, it's changing the world, one story at a time. Now, let's confront an uncomfortable truth. The entertainment industry has long been a boys' club, a place where male voices have echoed the loudest, where female contributions have often been relegated to footnotes rather than headlines. But what if I told you this narrative isn't just outdated, it's fundamentally flawed? What if the key to unlocking unprecedented creativity, to crafting stories that resonate across all demographics, lies in embracing and amplifying female voices? This isn't wishful thinking. It's a reality unfolding before our eyes. And Nichole Shirell is at the forefront of this seismic shift. Let's start with a startling fact. Despite making up half the population, women have historically been severely underrepresented in key decision-making roles in entertainment. From directors to producers, from studio executives to lead protagonists, the industry has long reflected a male-centric worldview. But here's where it gets interesting and where Nichole's insights become invaluable. The common belief is that male-dominated narratives are what sell, that they're what audiences want. It's an assumption that's been repeated so often it's taken on the weight of truth. But Nichole Shirell challenges this notion head on. She argues compellingly that women are not just participants in the entertainment industry, they are game changers. And more importantly, she posits that most men, though they might be reluctant to admit it, actively seek out and value the female perspective. This isn't just conjecture. Let's look at the evidence. In recent years, films and TV shows with strong female leads and diverse casts have not just succeeded, they've shattered box office records and garnered critical acclaim. Think of the cultural phenomenon that was Wonder Woman or the global success of Black Panther, which showcased not just a predominantly black cast, but also featured complex, powerful female characters. Now, but it goes beyond just what we see on screen. Behind the scenes, women are increasingly taking the reins, and the results are transformative. Take Shonda Rhimes, for instance. Her production company, Shondaland, has not only created some of the most watched and loved shows on television, but has also redefined what primetime TV looks like. Shows like Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder have not just entertained, they've changed the conversation around representation in media. Or consider Ava DuVernay, whose work both in film and television has brought critical issues of race and justice to the forefront of public consciousness. Her limited series, When They See Us, didn't just win awards, it reignited a national dialogue about systemic racism in the justice system. These aren't isolated success stories. They're part of a larger trend that Nichole Shirell is both observing and actively shaping. The female perspective in entertainment isn't just valuable, it's vital. It brings depth, nuance, and authenticity to storytelling that resonates with a broader audience. But here's where Nichole's insight becomes truly revolutionary. She argues that this shift isn't just beneficial for women or for audiences craving more diverse stories. It's transformative for the entire industry, including the men who have long held the reins of power. Why? Because diversity in perspective leads to innovation. When we bring different viewpoints to the table, when we allow for a multiplicity of voices, we create richer, more complex narratives. We tap into stories and experiences that have long been overlooked or undervalued. And in doing so, we don't just create better entertainment, we create better understanding. Think about it. In a globalized world where our audiences are more diverse than ever, can we really afford to keep telling stories from a single homogeneous perspective? The answer, according to Nichole, is a resounding no. But it's not just about representation on screen or in the writer's room. Nichole Shirell emphasizes the importance of women in executive roles, in positions where they can greenlight projects, shape company cultures, and mentor the next generation of talent. Because when women are in these positions of power, they don't just change the stories being told, they change how those stories are created, marketed, and distributed. Let's pause for a moment and consider the ripple effects of this shift. When we empower women in entertainment, we're not just changing an industry, we're changing society. We're shaping the narratives that inform our cultural conversations, that influence how we see ourselves and others. We're creating role models for young girls who might never have imagined themselves as directors, producers, or studio heads. We're challenging stereotypes and expanding the realm of what's possible. But Nichole Shirell's vision goes beyond just advocating for more women in the industry. She's calling for a fundamental reimagining of how we approach creativity and collaboration. In her view, the most powerful teams are those that embrace diversity in all its forms: gender, race, age, background, perspective, because it's at the intersection of these diverse viewpoints that true innovation happens. Now, I can almost hear the skeptics among you. You might be thinking, sure, this sounds good in theory, but what about the bottom line? What about profits? Well, let me challenge that thinking with some hard data. Studies have consistently shown that companies with more diverse leadership teams outperform their less diverse counterparts. A report by McKinsey and Company found that companies in the top quartile for gender diversity on executive teams were 25% more likely to have above average profitability than companies in the fourth quartile. In the entertainment industry specifically, films with diverse casts consistently outperform those without. But it's not just about numbers on a balance sheet. It's about creating an industry that's more equitable, more innovative, and ultimately more successful. It's about recognizing that the old ways of doing things, the boys' club mentality, the exclusion of diverse voices, isn't just morally wrong, it's bad business. Nichole Shirell's message is clear. The future of entertainment is female, but not in a way that excludes or diminishes men. Rather, in a way that elevates everyone, that creates space for all voices, all perspectives. It's a future where creativity isn't limited by gender, where innovation knows no bounds. So, what would happen if more people, more organizations in the entertainment industry embrace this perspective? The possibilities are thrilling to contemplate. We'd see a proliferation of new stories told from fresh angles. We'd see more authentic representation across all media. We'd see an industry that truly reflects the diversity of its audience. But perhaps most excitingly, we'd see a ripple effect that goes far beyond entertainment, because the stories we tell shape our culture, inform our values, and influence how we see the world and each other. By changing who tells these stories and how they're told, we have the power to change society itself. This brings us to the crux of Nichole Shirell's message. The one thing she wants you to take away from this conversation, it's this: your voice matters. Your perspective is valuable, and the world needs your story. Whether you're a woman who's been hesitant to step into a leadership role, a man who's questioning the status quo, or anyone who's felt their voice doesn't belong in this industry, Nichole Shirell's message is for you. The entertainment industry needs your unique perspective. It needs your creativity, your passion, your vision. But this isn't just about passive acceptance. It's a call to action. If you're in a position of power in the entertainment industry, it's time to take a hard look at your team, at your decision-making processes. Are you truly embracing diversity? Are you actively seeking out and amplifying diverse voices? If you're an aspiring creator, it's time to be bold, to tell your story, to share your vision, to push for the changes you want to see. The industry is ready for you. More than that, it needs you. And if you're a consumer of entertainment, which, let's face it, is all of us, it's time to be more conscious about the content we consume and support, to seek out diverse voices, to champion inclusive storytelling, to demand better representation, both on screen and behind the scenes. Because here's the truth that Nichole Shirell wants us all to understand. Change doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens when we all decide to be part of it. When we all recognize that diversity isn't just a buzzword or a quota to be filled, it's the key to unlocking unprecedented creativity, to telling stories that truly resonate, to building an industry that reflects and shapes the world we want to see. Now, let me share with you a story that perfectly illustrates the power of the female perspective in entertainment. It's a story about a young filmmaker named Sarah, who had a vision for a movie that defied conventional wisdom. Her script centered around a complex flawed female protagonist, the kind of character that traditional studios might have dismissed as unlikable or not marketable. Sarah faced rejection after rejection. Studio executives told her to change the lead to a man, to soften the character's edges, to make her more relatable. But Sarah refused to compromise her vision. She knew that there was an audience hungry for authentic, nuanced portrayals of women on screen. Finally, she found a female producer who understood her vision. Together, they crowdfunded the project, bringing together a diverse team of talented women both in front of and behind the camera. The result? A film that not only resonated with critics, but became a surprise box office hit, connecting with audiences in a way that surpassed all expectations. This story isn't unique. It's happening more and more as women like Nichole Shirell pave the way for new voices in the industry. But it's not happening fast enough. We need more Sarahs, more Nicoles, more women willing to challenge the status quo and bring their unique perspectives to the table. So, as we wrap up this conversation, I want to leave you with a challenge inspired by the groundbreaking work of Nichole Shirell and countless other women who are reshaping the entertainment industry. I challenge you to question your assumptions, to seek out perspectives different from your own, to champion diversity in all its forms, not just in entertainment, but in every aspect of your life. I challenge you to be part of the change, to use your voice, your talent, your influence, whatever that may be, to push for a more inclusive, more innovative industry. And most of all, I challenge you to tell your story because the world is waiting to hear it. Imagine a world where every voice is heard, where every story has the chance to be told. A world where the entertainment we consume reflects the rich tapestry of human experience, not just a narrow slice of it. That world is within our reach, but only if we have the courage to create it. So I ask you, what story will you tell? What voice will you amplify? How will you use your power as a creator, as a consumer, as a human being to shape the future of entertainment? The revolution is here, and it's being led by visionaries like Nichole Shirell, but its success depends on all of us. Will you join us in rewriting the script of an entire industry? Will you be part of creating a world where every story has the power to change hearts, open minds, and shape our collective future? The stage is set. The audience is waiting. It's time for your voice to be heard. Thank you.